All right, everybody. If we just dropped you, we're sorry about that. A little technical issues with Facebook, but we are back at Wisp headquarters, and we were talking to James about what is and what makes Wisp so special in the pod vaporized world. As you can see, it's a very unique product. There isn't a similar product out there online. So go ahead, James. Tell us about Wisp.
Yeah, so it's great. So really the origin of the company is probably a lot of people's experience. I want to get into this herbal medicine, maybe get away from pharmaceuticals, get a recommendation to use cannabis, and then I'm stuck with, what are all these weird names of strains and these devices, especially if you've never used anything like it before. Maybe you don't want to smoke. So Michael Bork, who's the originator of this idea and one of the co-founders, he had that experience, and he said, why is this not as easy as a single cup coffee system? Why can't I just be assured of what I'm getting in a small portion and vaporize it, which is the healthiest way to use medicine, actually a very fast way when you inhale it. And he said, there's got to be something out there. When he realized there wasn't, he said, I think I could make one. I'd love to build a company around that idea. And really our company is founded on how do we make this easier, more approachable for anybody to take advantage of herbal medicines.
All right, so there is a cannabis pod and a non-cannabis pod. Could you explain that before we do an unboxing of the Wisp?
Yeah, the idea is there are natural herbals, plants, botanicals, etc. that bring benefit to people. And they're not denatured. There's no additives. So people are using them already. They're using them in teas, they're using them in vaporizers, they're smoking them. Some are cannabis, some are not. And we really set out to create the best vaporization process. So very clean, nothing to touch, fully automated for you, super convenient. Excellent. So it really doesn't matter which one, and we have a great partner in Oregon named Bearblend doing the botanical pods, and we have a great partner to start with in Massachusetts, Sierra Naturals. So we now have pods available around the country from Bearblend. You can go on bearblend.com, and from Sierra Naturals, you go into the dispensary as a medical patient, and you can choose your Wisp pods there.
Okay, so to be clear, you can order a Wisp system with the non-cannabis pods. They can ship.
Correct.
In order to get the cannabis pods, you need to obviously be in your state, pods being made. It's available in Massachusetts at 3 dispensaries. How about California, Colorado, that kind of thing?
Yeah, so as a startup, our plan now is to get going in Massachusetts, which we've now launched, which is great, and go state by state and introduce this in Colorado, introduce it in California. Those happen to be the next states on our list, which is great. We'd love to hear from people that say, I wish this device and the pods were available in my favorite dispensary. Let us know what your favorite dispensary is. But those are our plans to roll out state by state.
All right. Well, people would like to see this system. Let's take a look. This is the box you'll be getting in the mail. Again, you can order the Wisp with non-cannabis-based pods, and we'll go over those in just a second if you want to see them.
Yeah. So you can actually go on wispvapor.com, our website, if you're in Massachusetts, and order this delivered to your house.
Okay.
And then go to the dispensary to get your pods.
For the cannabis-based pods, right?
Yep.
All right. Let's take a look. This is what you'll be getting in the mail. Let's take a look at the system.
You know, one thing we wanted to do is make this a very clean, easy experience. So the box itself presents very nicely. We're very happy with this. When you first get the product, you immediately see what you purchased. We give you a quick start guide. So if you're not familiar, haven't seen the videos online, and you just wanted to read real quickly how to do this, we'll walk through this. But we give you a real head start here, and online we have more material as well. So I get to know my device really easily. It comes with some extras.
Nice.
So to capture the vapor, there's a sleeve. We'll show you that in a minute, but we have extra sleeves in the box. There's a mouthpiece that you'll use to inhale. We give you an extra mouthpiece. They're very easy to clean as well. And then the box itself, when you open it up, you see, okay, there's 2 parts to it. And I can see them both very easily. And we really wanted this whole experience to be easy. So out of the box, there's really no setup to do. Once you have your pods, you literally plug it in and you can start using it.
Okay.
The second part of this is the vapor bottle, we call it. So like a water bottle, this is to capture vapor. So it's a 2-part system. Once I make my vapor, I'm going to actually inhale it out of this part.
Okay. Back up here.
So very easy to do.
Okay.
This is the Bearblend product.
And do they get that as well in the box?
Yeah, so you can see one in there. So we will ship a sample pack of 3.
3 pods
with every
coming
box.
Okay.
So that allows you to try it right away, allows you to experiment a little bit with how this works. So we have a child-resistant bottle that all the pods come in. They're in 6 packs. That's a 6-pack of Bear Blend pods. That's a 6-pack of the Serenity Syrup pods. That's how we sell them.
Okay.
And then, again, super convenient, kind of like a yogurt container. The first thing I do is peel the top off. So just an aluminum foil. It's been packed in a nitrogen purge environment. So no oxygen, no light has gotten to the product inside. And what's inside is just naturally ground botanicals, in this case, or cannabis. Nothing added to it, nothing taken away from it. We really wanted all the effect that you can get from vaporization to be in the pod. So you can smell it. It smells very nice. This is called Knick-Knick. Very nice blend.
All right.
And the process, once I get this open, is to just simply put the pod in the bottom of the vapor bottle. Just clicks in.
Perfect.
Couldn't be easier.
Wow. Yep.
Matter of fact, it's so easy, some people wonder, should there be more to do? The base plugs in, so we want all the great power we can get from electricity.
You will need to get your own power when you get your pods.
Right. So you plug it in, the dial lights up. There are no other buttons or switches. Everything that you need to know is going to be on that interface.
Okay.
And in fact, once I start the process, I can walk away. It's really automated.
All right.
So now I have pod in the bottom of the vapor bottle. My sleeve is installed, so I can start right away. Kind of a best practice when you first get this because of shipping, we'd suggest that you actually open the top, which is maybe 1/8 of a turn. It's like hardly anything. Pretty easy to do. And just make sure the sleeve's in there tight.
Okay.
So I can reach in. There's a little screw here, so I'm just going to make sure that's tight in there.
It's almost like a sink screw, yep.
And then it's at the top, a little washer there. So I'm just going to make sure that's tight around the top. And then it's a little bit of a turn back, and it's on.
Yep.
Right? So just make sure that's tight. Good. So you want a nice seal, because we're going to push air through there, and you want to make sure all the air and the vapor goes into that sleeve.
Okay.
So that's a good practice.
Pod is in.
Pod is in. This is all very forgiving. I don't have to line anything up. There's nothing to really match.
Yep, sure.
I just put it in relatively gently. There's a needle inside there, and when I push a little bit, it pokes a hole through the bottom.
Okay, so i.e. Keurig type hole will be in the pod.
Exactly.
Okay.
So no water involved, just air, but we now have a place for the air to go through the pod, up from the bottom into the vapor bottle.
All right.
Now it's simply one push. So again, this is very simple UI. You'll notice a gear at the bottom, and that gear allows you some other setup options. You don't have to start that way. You can change language to English, French, or Spanish, and you can actually set a passcode. So if you have people in your home or kids that you want to make sure didn't use this.
That's a great idea.
I actually call the passcode the last line of defense. We'll talk about that in a minute.
Okay.
You have that option. But out of the box, I put that now into the base, and I push the cloud.
All right. So someone puts a pod in. How long from till it's ready? Till they can use it?
3.5, 4 minutes. I say it's a little bit like your microwave popcorn. Right? Put the popcorn in the microwave, push the button, walk away. And then when you hear the sound of all the popping, you know it's done.
Yep.
So in this case, we're going to give you some visual clues. We'll talk about that in a second. And then there's some audible clues. So when I push the button, you may have heard a click. So you know the process is starting. And then along the way, we'll show you little icons. So there's a heater that the pod's now sitting in. And that heater's coming up to temperature. And really, this device has some advanced technology. We're doing things a little differently than other devices. So we're going to heat that pod, think of it like an oven, and eventually that icon will turn to the pod so you know that it's starting to actually heat the cannabis. And the whole point of what we're doing is to vaporize the medicine that's on the plant and no combustion of the plant. So we get the right temperature and the right airflow, we can do that really well. The extraction process in this device is superior to really any other device.
Okay.
That was a big part of what we wanted to do.
And, it just changed. It looks like we're about a quarter of the way through the clock interface. And what does this pod now mean? Yeah,
so now we're heating what's inside the pod.
Okay.
Right? We want to bring that to a certain temperature and get certain things off of it, like terpenes. You may have heard the word terpenes. They provide flavor, aroma, but there's also a lot of benefit to it. So in cannabis, people are finding that the terpenes may matter as much as THC or CBD or any of the other elements. So this is one of the reasons we want to use just the ground flower. So all those natural parts of the plant are being vaporized well.
Excellent. So as you can see, there's a clock. Well, there you go. You can see the clock along the just moved. So it's based on kind of a circular clock to tell you how close you are. All right, now what's it doing? We're seeing all sorts of action.
Right, so that was the first pulse of air. So now you see the icon, we're filling the vapor bottle. And we're doing this differently. Instead of heating air and running it over the plant, we've already heated the plant material, and now we're pulsing air. And the first pulse will capture a lot of great elements I just mentioned, like terpenes. The more we do this, it's going to do it 7 times, the more we're capturing over the heating process. And then we'll fill the sleeve with vapor.
Quick question from Tina. What temperature does it go to?
So the temperature doesn't go above 400 degrees, so we don't burn the plant material.
Okay.
It's set, it's optimal. It really is going to work with any of the pods that we have on display here. So we made it super simple. You don't even have to worry about temperature.
All right. As you can see, we're a little over halfway, and it's doing its 7 air blasts. And you can see, you might not be able to tell, but it is starting to, the bag is inflating.
Right. And you're in the room, you get to smell, it starts to smell nice.
Sure.
In here.
Yep. We need the smell-o-vision.
Nice.
We didn't invest in those cameras.
Right.
Next round, next funding. Yes, James says nice, and some people are saying Delaware, Florida. We've had a comment. Win Florida, win
Nice.
Delaware. Yep.
Yeah, again, I would encourage people to go to our site. We have a form where you can input whatever information you want, but tell us, what's your favorite dispensary? Where would you like to see the Wisp device? We'd love to know.
All right, so now we are at a little over 3/4 coming up. Sounds like it's doing, like as you can see now, the bag has inflated from when we opened. It's starting to fill with vapor.
Yeah, and, one of the benefits of doing it this way is it's a very controlled experience. So no one should be afraid of this.
Okay,
it's very dependent.
It's popping right now.
Yeah.
What's the pop do?
So we have the heater, and we've gotten that pod up to 400 degrees or so. We're actually going to move the heater away, so the little clicking was moving the heater away.
Okay.
And we're going to cool the pod off a little bit with this fan. So the fan noise you hear is just to cool the pod off.
Tina would like to know, is there a reusable pod, or do you have to keep purchasing new ones?
Yeah, the idea here is that we have spent a lot of time marrying the pod, what's in it, which our partners fill.
Let me just show
And
what's
the
going
device.
on here. So the fan is on, cooling the pod. It tells you we're about 1/10, maybe one more little bump, and it smells great in here. Yeah, it says ready.
All right.
All right, so
now I'm at home. My pod is ready. My vapor is ready. I just simply take this out, and I'm ready to go. You can see, hopefully, vapor is now locked in the sleeve here.
Mm-hmm.
So it's locked in at the top with a valve, and that valve's connected to the mouthpiece.
So nothing's coming out.
Nothing's coming out. If I push down on the mouthpiece, you can see the valve open.
Oh yeah, look at that.
Right?
So it's almost like a spring.
Yeah.
It feels like a spring.
So that allows me to take a little bit at a time, especially with inhaling, and see how I feel. It happens very fast.
Gotcha.
So I might say, I tried the red pod, and I got halfway through. That was a little much for me. Next time I'll try the green pod.
Okay.
Right? And you can start working on, the names that we've come up with, like intensity, energy, right? And start thinking differently about what do I want? What experience do I want? And you pretty quickly can understand from those names.
So obviously you're seeing here, these would be the contains medical marijuana. These are sold at 3 dispensaries right now in Massachusetts. You can go buy these pods with cannabis in them if you're in Mass. And because it's a Schedule I drug, they cannot ship the cannabis pods across a state line, but there are partnerships coming, and if you'd like to tell them which dispensaries and where you live on their website, they can contact those dispensaries. Now this is a non-cannabis pod, something we just did. This is Dream Lodge. Things like lavender and other organic oils. Botanicals would be in there. Flowers. So this one is what you get in these pods, whereas the cannabis-based pods, of course, until we see some changes at the federal level, you will be going to a dispensary to get, maybe you wanted to use it in the morning for energy with your coffee, or without you, maybe it takes the place of coffee. So,
right.
All right, let's see how it works here.
Right, so now I've got this vapor locked in. I'm going to put it to my mouth, and I'm going to push in a little bit. We like to tell people, take a sip. If I were presenting a new craft beer, and I gave you a 12-ounce glass, you probably wouldn't drink it all at once.
Okay, no chugging.
So this is, nice and concentrated. It's a small package. I just take a sip. I'm just gonna let it taste, and I get to taste it. And what I'll do is just keep taking sips until the sleeve deflates.
Okay.
And then you're done.
I know we talk about 30-ounce beers. How many sips would you guesstimate?
We like to say this is one experience. So I can take a lot of little sips.
Yep.
Someone else might come along and take, a big
sip.
sip. Doesn't really matter. We would recommend taking a little wisp, as we call it, or
Gotcha.
a little sip at a time, so you can see how it's affecting you, right?
Okay.
On the medical side, doctors like that idea. They know now what a vapor dose is, right? Because we know it's in the pod. We know its efficiency. So this is around a 10 milligram dose.
The whole bag,
right?
You would say. Okay.
Right.
So someone just asked that. Actually, Tina asked, what are the other ratios on the pods themselves?
Yeah. So the pod, the range that we were just looking at on the samples here, are high THC. So our partner Sierra will put something in there that's in the high THC range. The yellow clarity is our high CBD.
Okay.
And everything in between, the energy will be a 1-to-1. So what we want is for the patient or consumer to have that variety. Pick a high THC pod, see how that is. Pick one that's maybe a 1-to-1 ratio, see how that makes me feel. And similarly with the Bear Blend pods, there's things that relax you, like a sleepy time tea, help you relax and go to sleep. And there are other things that give you energy.
And you can order that. You can order a Wisp with the non-cannabis pods today. What Lisa would like to ask, what about tipping over? Is it hot? Does it get any parts that are hot?
No, this is all cool to the touch. Everything is cool to the touch. The pod is warm, but when we take it out, you just leave it in. You just leave it in, right? And then when you're done, we have an eject button.
Oh, okay. Let's check that out. Yep.
So let's say I've finished now. I hit the eject button. I take the pod out.
And it's cool to touch.
It's cool to touch. Yep. And it's all aluminum.
Okay, so it's recyclable.
So you just throw it in the recycling bin.
I know that's got to come up very quickly as I do with the Keurig cup problem. This can be recyclable with your tins and your metals.
Right.
At your local.
This is inert, basically. Whatever's inside has been used.
Yep.
It's kind of like leftover tuna in the tuna can. Nobody really cares, right?
Right.
So they throw that in the recycling bin. It's specialized. We did a lot of work on the pod itself, how it's holding the material in there, and the material, aluminum itself, is special. So we've done a lot of work to do that. And then when you're done, you just put this back. I can just leave it on my kitchen counter or on my bedroom bureau. That's really nothing else.
Any cleaning when you're done? Anything has to be cleaned out or dishwasher?
So we talked about the sleeve. I opened this up before. You just simply remove the top.
Okay. Oh, there's a good part. You can see that vapor coming out.
Nice vapor coming out here.
Smells delicious in here. Smells like some lavender.
You unscrew the sleeve here. Right? So if I got to a point where this started to look like, it's been used.
Sure.
And, every case it's going to be different. We think maybe a month, it could be longer before you need to change this.
Yep.
When I take this out, the rest of this is dishwasher safe.
Okay.
So I could actually put this in the top rack and clean it. You won't get a lot of things going on inside. You might get fingerprints on the outside, but if you just wanted to kind of sanitize it, clean it, dishwasher.
Gotcha. How much does it cost? Great question, Tina.
Yeah, very nice.
Yeah.
So the retail price we've said is $199. The retailers obviously will set their own prices. Introductory offer right now at $149. So if you're to go to wispvapor.com for Massachusetts, or you go to bearblend.com, you can buy it at $149 right now.
Wow, so that's a startup offer. If you want to get it $50 off, basically, it is available now, and you will get a set of, is there 3?
There's 3, yeah.
And I'm sure at Bear Blends, you're able to order as many as you'd like.
Right.
Someone's recommending, Lisa's recommending Tucson, Arizona dispensary. Ask for Luke, we will. We'll let him know that you're interested in this product.
Thank you for that.
And as far as future development of pods. You work with Bear Blends. Could people make their own pods, or is there any type of, for the future, what's the future look like on the pods?
Yeah, someone asked that question earlier. I just finished that answer. So we've done a lot of work to marry these two things together. So we really want to be assured of the quality that's in there. Part of the story I told you earlier about Michael. How do I know that what's lab tested really is what I'm using, vaporizing, etc.? And the way we know is our standard operating procedures say, hey, this is a batch. You made all those pods at the same time, therefore it's consistent in the lab results or the lab results for each pod.
Gotcha.
So we really want that quality assurance. We want the vaporization experience to be great. So it is a system, and
Okay.
we want people to go enjoy lots of variety of pods.
All right, as you can see, it's a very simple system. They designed it to make sure that a patient or a recreational user, one button, put the pod in. Again, similar to the Keurig model. All right, one more time. Where can they go on the website?
So go to wispvapor.com. For Massachusetts patients, you can order the device. Go to Sierra Naturals. They're in Cambridge, Needham, and Somerville. And for those who want to try the Bear Blend product, bearblend.com, you can find the device and the pods that are available there.
Excellent. Thank you for that. And again, it's about $50 off if you purchase now. Partnerships are being worked on in legal states, so you could buy the unit and have it $50 off, and then as the dispensaries get them in different states, you'll be able to pick up the pods, the cannabis-based pods. So, thank you, Wisp. I can see why you guys are one of the hottest cannabis startups out there. And we will be following Wisp as they get into each new states and giving you updates.
Great. We really appreciate being here.
All right. What is the tall container, Linda would like to know. That's the part, sorry, Linda, maybe you came in late. That's the part that goes right on.
Yeah, I'll sort of
like
put this back together.
Right, put it back together without the sleeve.
I'm going to use this to inhale, but to start the process, I put it in the base, hit the one button. When it's done, I take it back out.
Yep.
And now I can inhale.
Sure. So we'll save this video as well. You guys will be able to watch it again. And now that we're live and be able to see what we did in the beginning. So thank you so much. Thanks for everybody tuning in. Go buy a Wisp and be ready for when the pods in your legal state become available.
Great. Thank you very much.